In this video, we're going to have a look at the HTML A tag. It's also called the anchor tag. A stands for anchor, and this is what it looks like. So basically, we have the opening A tag and we have the href attribute, and within the content of the A tag, we have a certain text. And basically, what we're trying to achieve is when you click on this text, it should open this particular URL. That's the whole point of an A tag. If you click on try it yourself, you'll get to see that this is the output. So you click on this particular text and it will open this URL. That's what the A tag is all about. So what we're going to do is go to our HTML file, and here we have a certain websites that are specified in our list. So this is what it looks like. And what we're going to do is we're going to convert these B into A tags. So removing the B tag will make the text look normal instead of bold. And instead of that, we're going to add the A tag. So I'm going to quickly do this. For now, I'm just going to leave it blank. I'm going to replace all the B tags with the A tag and the href attribute. I'm also going to close it with the A tag. And now here I'm going to fill it with the URL for these sites. So I'm going to add google.com, twitter.com, and https quora.com. I'm going to save this and refresh it, and you get to see that the bolding has gone, and now it's normal text with an underline, and when you move the cursor over it, it shows the hyperlink cursor. So this is what happens automatically when you have an A tag. The cursor changes to this kind of a pointer where it indicates that you're hovering over a link, and when you click on it, it will open the particular URL that is in the href attribute. So now we're going to make some changes to this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the CSS file. And I'm going to modify the styling of this A tag text. So what I'm going to do is under this, I'm going to create an A tag where I'm going to say text decoration is none. This is basically to remove the underlining from the A tag. So I'm going to save that. And now you can see that the underlining is gone. I'm also going to do one more thing, which is that I want it to get bold when I hover over it. So when I hover over it, it has to do something else. And you can specify that using this kind of a notation where you say whatever tag you're trying to target, and then a colon, and then a particular state of that tag. So hover is a particular state, and here I'm going to say font weight is bold. I'm going to save that. So whenever you hover over it, it will show you bold. And you can also do it like this, where instead of changing the font weight, you can change the color of the text. Because when you move your cursor over it and it gets bold, it changes the amount of space it occupies, and that creates a kind of a jitter when you do this. So that may not be always pleasant. So instead of that, you can just change the color of the text to indicate that this is hyperlinked. So now this looks different. You can also change the cursor. You can also change the cursor to be the default instead of the pointer. So now when you refresh it, it will show you the cursor instead of that pointer thing, the hand that it was showing earlier. So like this, you can change what happens in a particular state by adding this colon and the name of that state, and you can add some properties that will activate upon that state. So the normal state of this particular anchor tag is that it's not red. When you hover over it, it becomes red. So these properties get applied during that state. Now let's look at the different states that are possible. So you can see here that hover is one of the states which we've used here. There's also a state called active, and there's a state called focus, and there's a state called visited. Now let's look at some of this in action. Now I'm going to create a new CSS block here where I'm going to say a:focus and say color is orange. Now focus is basically when you go to a particular web page, click on it, and click on tab, it will automatically focus on a particular element. Okay, like this. I'm clicking on tab, and every time I click on tab, it goes to the next element on the page that it can focus on, and it shows you that. Now I've added this code. Let's save it and refresh it. And now if I focus on it, it shows you that these properties get applied every time the anchor tag gets a focus state. Right here, you can see all the 3 properties get applied. So by default, it is a certain color. And when I hover over it, it's red. And when I focus on it, it's orange. Okay. And as you can see here, there's another state called visited, where if you have clicked on a particular link, it turns to a visited state. Let's also change that. Visited. So I'm going to say color is teal. So now you can see that the color of that thing is teal. And if you've never visited that, it's blue. So like this, you can target a certain state of an element and have specific properties applied to those states. Now, before we close this video, I want to show you one more thing related to the anchor tag. So now if you click on any of this, it's going to open the URL right here. Now, what if we want to open this URL in a different tab? How do we do that? So there is an attribute called target. And when you specify the value of target to be blank, it will automatically open that link in a new tab. So let's try that. So now you can see that it opened it in a new tab. So that's what the target blank does. So this is a way to open your links in a new tab so that we can still have this to browse it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this target blank to all of these links. And save it. And one more thing that I'm going to do is make sure that I remove the cursor as default so that when I hover over it, I get to see the actual hand pointer. That's actually helpful. So let's leave it like that. Okay, so now it looks good. So I hope this video was helpful. Please make sure to like and share this video and also subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for notifications. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.